Hi, Global Brew Ed. My name is Noah Geisel, and I'm going to open my brew and get started. Super excited to be with everybody today, and apologize for having to do the pre-recorded message, but hopefully it works out just as well as if it were live. As you can see, my name is Noah Geisel. I live in Denver, Colorado, in the United States of America. If you want to connect with me, at Senior G on the Twitters, the easiest way to get a hold of me. You can also email me, follow my blog, Instagram, any of that. Love to connect with you. But you didn't come here to hear about me. You came here for our talk, and our talk is about recognition. And, before we dive really into recognition, had an awesome moment right before I started recording this where I received a recognition from the Adobe Education account where they posted this awesome graphic recognizing me. Like, that was really cool for Teacher Appreciation Month, and it felt good. That is the power of recognition. They even misspelled my last name, and I don't care because it is so cool that somebody else knows that I exhale shortly after inhaling. Recognition is this really, really powerful tool that we have at our disposals. And hopefully after this, you'll be empowered and encouraged to use it even more. I personally was empowered and encouraged to get on the recognition train by my good friend Shelley Terrell. And in her book, 30 Goals for Teachers, she has a quote where she says, "Be someone else's champion." And she embodies that, and she's really encouraged me to do it. And a lot of what I'm going to be sharing in the next few minutes are all about being someone else's champion. And one of the easiest ways you can do that is to make awesome introductions. Don't just say, "Hey, this is my friend Graham. Meet Graham." No, this is my friend Graham. He just got hired for this brand new amazing job at a top school in his country because he's so amazing. Like, really, it's just so easy to find something amazing about somebody and not just share their name in the introduction. Make it memorable, make it awesome, and share why everybody else wants to know them. Another great thing we can do on social media is to share what other people do, not just broadcast our own stuff, but amplify others. We can also cite others. I'm personally a big fan of blogging on medium.com. I think it's really great. And one of the neat things is anybody else who has a Medium account, I can type their name in my Medium post and they get mentioned about it. And so just like I got that great experience of being recognized by Adobe, somebody who I mentioned in my blog post might have a similar feeling being mentioned by little old me on one of my blogs. It's just such a great way to recognize other people in just tiny little, nearly effortless kind of strokes. Tagging people is another really easy thing to do. In Twitter, where a lot of you, if you're watching this, you are on Twitter, I'm guessing. So, you can just say, not just, "Hey, I really like what this person's doing or that person's doing." You can actually tag them. Let them know that you're shouting them out, because nothing feels as good as a shout out, right? Another way to shout people out on Twitter is to use Follow Friday, hashtag FF. It's just a great practice to set a calendar reminder for yourself. Maybe some weeks you ignore it, but some weeks you don't. And Friday morning, you wake up and you say, "Hey, hashtag FF, follow at this person." And don't just say their name, say why other people should follow them. Give them a great, compelling reason. Another thing that I love is just that in this age of social media is to document other people's awesome. When you're in school, you're walking by somebody else's classroom on your planning period, pop in, take a picture. You know what? It doesn't matter what's going on. It could be the worst class ever, but if you take that picture and throw it into Adobe Spark, it looks like they just won the Global Teacher Prize. Take a picture of something awesome that's going on in their classroom. Student raising their hand. Nobody has to know that they were raising their hand to ask to go to the bathroom. It looks like they're really engaged, answering questions, being involved, and you're documenting it. You're taking a picture, you're making a cute little graphic, throwing it out on social media, and recognizing that person, making them feel special. Interviews is another great thing that I love to do. Mostly just selfishly, I like to learn about what other people are doing. But if I, record it, I'm able to then write up a blog about it, post it, maybe 3 other people read it, but that's still 3 more than 0. And I'm giving recognition to this other person that it's not just they have something awesome I want to learn about, but, it's worth other people knowing about too. Ways that I do this is not just online, but I do Uber cab confessions. I love it if I'm at a conference to share an Uber with somebody and not just talk there, but I'll actually fire up Periscope and live record me interviewing them in the backseat of an Uber. Same thing at conferences, just, some of the best collisions that happen at our conferences are in the hallways, just on a couch, catching up with somebody. This amazing conversation you're having doesn't have to be in this, silo of that couch. You can record that and share it with the world. I would recommend there's a show called Frontline on the public broadcasting uh, PBS here in the United States, and you can look it up, Frontline Generation Like. And for me, they just really capture in the very early days of YouTube, just how the connections and people amplifying one another's voices is just so good in kind of the rising tide, raising all ships sort of way. Another way that anybody who knows me knows that I am super mega movie passionate about badges and digital badge credentials, micro credentials. And, there is just such an easy way to badge people to recognize them. This is one that I gave out just the other day to @Ed Roundtables. And all I had to do was tweet that he deserves an hashtag #URock badge. And I had to tag @BadgeBotIO in the tweet. And guess what? BadgeBot sees that tweet. BadgeBot automatically will let Ed Roundtables know that I issued him the #URock badge. And he's going to get this notification. That's his digital badge, but it's a real digital badge. He goes on Badger and claims it. Here he can download it. Here's the metadata about it, who was earned, when it was issued. And like the really cool thing is if you say why they deserved it, in this case for these YouTube videos he was making to promote this all convening that we're all part of right now, that is now an artifact attached to the badge. So anybody who ever sees that badge knows why he deserves it. Super cool stuff. Another thing is just making up awards. Give them out to people. You just Google online certificate maker. They're free, they're everywhere, and you just make a certificate. Just, it doesn't have to be real and fancy. It can be the unofficial 2020 Pandemic Award for Inspirational Educator of the 10 o'clock hour on a Saturday to Graham for organizing this. People appreciate being celebrated. That's all it is. But you don't have to do fake certificates. You can also help people get real awards. Real awards are just so important to the lifeblood of our profession. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are not going to be audacious enough to believe in their own awesomeness. And so you're going to have to nominate them. You have to go ahead and put their name in the hat. And if you're not okay with them knowing it was you, you can anonymously nominate them. But it's still important to help people get recognized. I've been on some of these committees, and sometimes you'd be surprised that there's, we have to recruit people to nominate people for awards because these awards otherwise go unawarded. Don't let that happen. It's too important to our profession. Another thing you do is let human resources know. Write a letter, put it in there, say, I want this to go in their file. I was noticing that Mr. So-and-so was standing outside the door, greeting students and just creating such a culture in his classroom with his students where he is building relationships, and everybody in the world needs to know it. Because when I left a school district, I requested my human resources file. All that was in there was, the record evidence that I signed things I was supposed to sign. There was no evidence that I'd won awards. There was no evidence that I'd ever done anything successfully other than breathe and not injure anyone. And so, wouldn't it be nice if when we have moments, we recognize them and add them to the official employment records of our colleagues? Another thing that we can do is to be a bully. Be a professional progress bully. Because again, like I said, some people are not audacious enough to see their own awesomeness, and they need you to push them. They need to be bullied. I had a colleague who I saw give an amazing presentation in Ed Camp, and I had never met her before, but I said, you are so amazing, and you must present this stuff at our state foreign language teacher conference next year. And she said, I don't know. I said, I will come down to this city you live in. I will go to your principal's office. I will embarrass you. I will do anything I have to do, but you need to be sharing. Fast forward a couple years later, her session was named the best of conference. She's now won the Teacher of the Year for our state. She shared with me that she's now being invited to speak internationally. And this is something that she had in her. I had nothing to do with it other than a little bit of a, bullying. but the good kind of bullying. It was all for professional progress. And, I'll just close by saying it's about the journey, not the destination. And style points count. Don't just go through the motions. Be awesome. Celebrate other people's awesome. Like if there's opportunities to recognize, this has changed the world stuff we're talking about. If you want to learn more about just my passion for recognition, there's a whole conference called the #Badge Summit coming up in June, thebadgesummit.com. Please do join us. Stay connected with us. You'll have a link to the slides if you want to get my information and see other pictures of me where I don't have a quarantine beard. And just cheers, everybody. Thanks so much.